been incredibly well when he has been in this state of stagger, because you should not be alive at this point, especially when facing against characters who are so good at knocking you out. But we're seeing now, what we haven't seen a lot during this series is it's a lot of core flips, not as much of the elusive use as Ethan knocks it in himself. One quick punch with the Gilded X and a couple of, come on, bring it on in, you know?
And I wish we had a microphone or a camera out in the arena right now, because these teams are pumped up. This is 1-1 still extremely early in this game, as these first 2 points have been very slow paced, but I mean just slugfests, right? But these teams are jacked to be here, and I mean what an exciting environment.
Yeah, and I do, again, we're seeing it. There's going to be less core flips in this game, and it's by virtue of there being these sluggers where they can't, just one stray hit, one awkward hit leads to situations like that where you need to be stealthy. You need to sit in this awkward spot, because otherwise you're getting knocked out like X.
Yeah, so we do see goal barriers down to the side of SLU. See if Lakeland can respond. Good coverage there by Zoro. Nothing too threatening yet as SLU maintains possession of the core, but here comes here comes X. There it is. X is in fact gonna give it to you. Ethan punching it in. E.T. Han, excuse me. I mean, very, very well played.
Yeah, I love the fact that we're seeing why X is so good, is because this match, the tempo of this game is being run by X right now. The Rasmus is sitting back a little bit and looking for the playmaking elsewhere, as well as Estelle on the other side, who is, you know, you have that ranged opportunity. You are allowed to sit back there. Wow. But beyond that, it's just a lot of who X is going to go for and set it all up 2-2.
And a really nice self-pass off the corner there into the bell ringer to make it so that Soren just couldn't react. He just wasn't close enough. That hard hit on the bell ringer just making it way too fast for Soren.
Yeah, and we also saw with the Awakenings the gear that they chose. No one went with the vicious like gauntlets. They went with the healing ones.
Yeah, so Pummelers is one that we usually see brawlers take as we get a KO there.
Wins that one.
But the Vicious Vambrace is going to heal you for some of the damage that you deal, so it's going to help mitigate some of this damage that you're taking from all these damage sources.
It's just a lot of slugging around. As both sides, just one after another.
We have a core flip. There it is. Oh, but well defended, and they pull Zoro's core flip as well. Now we have two ulted X's. The black hole explodes, but there will be no kill from it. The goal barrier falls for Lake, and a great save by Soren to cover all sides as Witchings makes a great save, but not for long as Trademark finds a snipe, and these players are going wild out in the arena.
Oh my goodness. And one thing I want to touch back on is those core flips. Is like you saw there, Zoro was forced to use it because they have to use it for this evasive to dodge a lot of this damage. But the core flip can also be used offensively, so they're really being tested on whether they have to use it for evasive or they can save it and use it offensively. It's really difficult.
Yeah, we see one X go for Big Fish, the other one snatched prime time away from the Kais. I think that is bold. It's going to be strong, but it's bold.
Yeah, so that bell ringer is going to be so much of your damage. Getting an extra one is actually pretty large because you see here, he's just brawling.
Yeah.
Well, as they've been all day, but
yeah, it's just one after another. Look at Rasmus, man.
So I guess X is the boogeyman of this series, but we'll see if that stays the case. But we do have first blood drawn by SLU going up 1-0 in this series. But Lakeland with plenty of time and plenty of opportunities to respond. Certainly nothing to panic about at all, as this is also a best of 3 similar to the 3rd place match. So got plenty of Omega Strikers left to watch, and I'm stoked.
Yeah.
Yeah, heck, with these two X's, it's not even the boogeyman anymore. It's King Kong versus Godzilla.
Exactly, yeah. We've got a matchup of, what are those called? I can't even remember.
The Kaijus.
Kaijus, that's it. Kaiju number 1 being X, Kaiju number 2 being other X. Good look from Witchings, but
nice support by Trademark, realizing that Zoro might have been overwhelmed there. Really nice core flip to save from Zoro.
my God, this court is going everywhere, but SLU feels in full control right now.
Yeah, that overtime really putting that speed into the core as we put more, as Trademark and Coin really put more pressure on that side of the map, trying to get that last goal barrier to open those goal gates.
Yeah, I mean,
Coin close there.
Man, Coin is just sitting in the middle of them. Like,
oh, and they finally get it.
Nice.
Oh, we see the Estelle dash come out. I do think we should be looking for E.T. Han, should be looking after that Estelle blink comes out to start punishing Trademark. Estelle isn't very mobile otherwise.
And the unlucky bounce off the bell ringer from Coin's X actually sends it back and into an angle that Zoro just couldn't reach.
Yeah, you cannot be ready for that. That was such a wild, just random angle, but we see Witchings take a big blow to start this round.
Yeah.
Oh, Witchings really taking the heat here.
I mean, both sides just kind of having that slugfest. And I should acknowledge what else is happening right now, because we're seeing both Kais do a great job of really taking control of the game once it's out of X's hands. They play back, they play safe.
Nice.
We see whenever these goal posts are like taken out, it's through like pixels.
Wow, what a play.
Just pixels as E.T. Han. Look at him. He's feeling good. He's got that Gilded X using that emote. Again, come on, face me.
Yeah,
And you actually see that big fish coming into play because the increased size is going to increase the size of your strike range. Being able to just, from so far away, strike that core means that they score. As we see a death onto Witchings from Coin and Trademark there.
Yeah, Coin actually using his core flip to finish that kill, but we do see E.T. Han also has his own core flip. See if he uses that to find a pick maybe on Coin. Or at this point, Estelle is looking very low too, but E.T. Han is in his own trouble. But we see core flips come out from both sides, ultimately amount to nothing. And the game goes on as goal barrier number 2 drops for Lakeland, and we have open nets both directions. Here comes Coin, there it is. X on X, man. One of them's gonna pound the core through the other one, and this one just happened to be Coin, but that's the power of that ult, right? I mean, being able to stun whoever may be in front of you just by striking is so strong.
Yeah, and now we're at this point where St. Louis is the one on the back foot a little bit for this scoring. We've seen how much value they've had.
Wow.
But now Lakeland is showing a good amount of life, as now it's 1-1.
I love this. The quick response, 3 quick goals for Lakeland. And okay, now this is interesting. Unstoppable is on the board, and we're noticing a brawling issue, right? People getting thrown around, especially with Erasmus on the map. The first guy opts for specialized training. There it goes.
Yeah.
So
E.T.
X number 1.
Hans.
Yeah, E.T. Han ends up with an unstoppable.
More frequent secondary, and I believe that he already has the second primary charge. I was expecting Prime Fighter. I could be wrong, though. It's been a lot of back and forth KOs.
Yeah, I mean, that's tough. So Coin now finding himself with just a lot of cooldowns, right? I mean, you just saw 2 primaries, 2 secondaries, all in the duration of his ult, but he is getting thrown around right now. And he's got to look out for that black hole, but no, he does not, because the round is over. Trademark squeaking one in just barely to strike first in this series, 1-1.
Yeah, now we're hitting that point where it's becoming more prevalent. A lot of the other characters beyond X have much stronger, what I like to call the late game, where these awakenings, once they start stacking, they have a lot of potential. It can get out of hand for X. So we'll have to see if it starts scaling away.
Whoa.
As the side for St. Louis loses their X.
Wow, but Soren lets up both goal barriers, and that's dangerous. We have an open net for Lakeland while Zoro locking down his one remaining goal barrier. Coin is now back on the map. But, man, look at these levels. It is 1-1 in this series right now, and the lowest level in this lobby is 7.
Yeah.
These players are duking it out as a good look there from Trademark. Not quite able to punch it in, but a core flip from Trademark.
Ooh.
Not enough. Goes into the black hole, and that will be reset. And there goes the goal barrier for Zoro. That was fairly simple.
Yeah, and now it's up to Rasmus to throw it back in. And now, again, it's 1-1 and 1-1. I mean, it is as close as it can get, and both sides are doing amazing.
Yeah, an amazing self-dribbling from E.T. Han there to get the goal barrier and then pass up to Witchings, putting that pressure on Zoro to be able to score.
Yeah, and now I'm starting to think we're seeing the black hole consumed a lot on spawn. Like, when we saw it before, it felt like it was almost on purpose. People just wanted to get rid of it. I wonder if we're hitting that point again.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, that's a legitimate strategy to keep that off the field.
Yeah. I mean,
Wow!
In a crazy angle from Trademark, sinks it in as the goal gates just barely start to open.
That's salute worthy if I've ever seen it. I mean, a great shot, great timing, great angle, great play from Trademark to punch that one in and go up 2-1 and threaten another point for SLU here.
Yeah, we're seeing right now from both sides, Coin is putting up a lot of pressure, but Soren able to keep it out of the goal range. Will they be able to keep this up?
E.T. Han staggered on the other side of the field. Might be able to get that KO there. They're still looking for it.
Gets a little bit of the stagger back.
Find it as he will heal back, and he is now unstaggered. But still, I mean, there's so much damage coming out, and I would love to see just damage numbers in general after this game. But I mean, people get launched around as Coin for the side of St. Louis does fall in danger. We've got 2-2. Next goal goes up to 2-1. These teams are so evenly matched, guys.
Yeah, and you see there that black hole is so deadly. It does so much damage and could just straight up KO you. Like, especially in these brawler comps where you're just taking so much damage. Sometimes you'll just go into it as it's spawning. You just die.
Yeah. I mean, such a scary situation as Soren does miss his core flip there, and now in an uncomfortable situation, but is able to clear the ball, the core slightly, excuse me. Wow, saves the goal barrier there, and we see a core flip the other direction. Now down to one goal barrier for both sides on the same side. No, never mind. Soren does let one through. See a core flip at an interesting angle, but Soren's down. This is a window
Heads
for
up.
SLU. That's 2 down. Here comes X, baby. There it goes. Wow, SLU pulling ahead 2-1, and that is unironically the X factor.
Oh
Just
my God,
showing
man.
the power of that X there. Being able, and we do see the quick strikes.
But the X's are so late.
Oh yeah, we see Rasmus is looking. He's like, I don't know if I want to give this up or not. Who's
If you're
gonna
SLU,
take
do
it?
you just take it away?
They don't.
Oh man.
Oh.
This is like community well-known fact. When you give X quick strike,
That's
it becomes
terrifying.
scary.
Yeah, because you got to remember the X ult makes it so your strikes can hit players and your strikes are faster. So you get so much more damage with that. it's so scary.
Yeah, we'll have to see it when Coin uses his special. I'll try to call it out when it happens. But for now, there it is.
Down.
1,
2. Yep.
Oh, wow.
Goal barrier's down.
Bit anticlimactic, but
yeah. But
it's okay.
both.
Goal barriers are down on both sides at the moment.
Yeah, wide open nets for both sides, and a great Giga Blast from Soren to stall that pressure. That was subtly a great play, but E.T. Han, what was that? Squeaking in an awkward goal, but striking first in game number 4 here.
really nice dash down to kind of predict where Zoro wanted to send that and striking it himself, winning that strike core and getting a nice goal for himself.
Yeah, we're seeing E.T. Han. It starts going. One punch into another, able to get one of the goal barriers. But now we're seeing Coin return the favor, and it runs out just a little bit.
And E.T. Han just got his core strike, too. Right as goals open for SLU. E.T. Han now is a very, very dangerous scoring threat, as Soren also has his core flip, and we've got a 5-second death timer for Coin right now.
Yeah, and forget the X's. What was that kite damage?
Yeah, that was wild.
Yeah, we're hitting that.
Oh my god!
And
yeah, I mean, it doesn't take much at that point, but Soren finding wild kills onto Coin. I mean, back to back, you cannot afford to be dying that easily.
Yeah, I think we're hitting a point now where we're starting to see that value from the other characters in the game, where it's starting to rack up. Early X is incredibly strong, and frankly, it'll stay strong as Coin gets a kill.
Oh
but
my
the point
God.
is still there, is that now some of these characters who do incredibly well later are beginning to hit that point.
Yeah, I mean, great stuff as we see Trademark's core flip come up now as Coin finds himself in an uncomfortable situation, has to retreat a bit there, but E.T. Han, look at the blood. And wow, E.T. Han is not the one. I think that was Soren finding another pick, or maybe it was Rasmus Hook. I honestly missed it.
To me, it looked like Soren,
Yeah.
which makes it crazy. These blasts are starting to hurt.
Yeah, good patience there by Soren to wait out the crystals from Estelle. But
Oh, a
Ooh,
nice
and
pass play.
Wow, yeah. I mean, Soren just kind of losing track of Coin there, standing a little too far up so that he can't respond down low, and St. Louis is not out of this game yet.
Yeah, and this game is, if you mess up even by a hair, it gets so hard. These two teams are playing so well that it's just, I don't know how they do it.
Yeah, I mean, and it's been such a long day of Omega Strikers, right? These teams played 5 games of group play before we even started the bracket. Both of these teams did get the luxury of a first-round bye, so they had to play one more series in semis. So that's what, 6 total games with Omega Strikers is nothing to scoff at. These teams have been here since early in the morning, so I'm sure a lot of the fatigue that we mentioned in the third place match is these players are not immune to it by any means.
Yeah, we're seeing Trademark beginning to put up that pressure, able to get the last goal barrier.
Oh, nice save, nice barrage to put that out with a core flip, trying to...
Coin. Geez, so close to finding a great angle there, but just a little wide, and
They
we
can't
see a
release
lot
this
of pressure,
pressure.
but that was a great save by Soren. Pixels away from tying this game up, and we are deep in overtime right now.
Keep an eye on Coin.
Yeah, the core is... Wow!
Oh,
Was
looking
that
for the KO on Soren. Accidentally core flips it.
I didn't even see what happened, but Soren is being bullied right now in his own goal. Coin is beating up on Soren, and there he goes. Soren is dead for 10 seconds, but meanwhile, E.T. Han is able to find the goal barrier, but it does not matter. This game is tied, and if SLU can find one more, they will take a 1-0 lead in this best-of-3 series.
Oh my
goodness.
And the X switching targets from that
Whoa!
other. Oh my gosh, okay, as Kai just KOs the Estelle here.
Oh my goodness. I mean, talk about pressure, right? I mean, there are 2 goal barriers on the other side, and you have an open goal No core flips built up, but we're starting to see Coins beginning to add a little bit more pressure. Trademark's getting that pressure as well. It's not a free goal once it opens. You still got to work for it. There's the black hole, able to bring it back towards the middle.
We have a 2-2 game right now with open nets both ways, but Lakeland punches it in and ties the series. We're going to game 5 in the first game of this best-of-3 series. These games are getting confusing, but man, is this intense.
And one thing I really want to go back on is the positioning of these X's. You saw at the beginning of the series, they kept fighting each other on the bottom of the map. The other characters on the top, kind of letting them do their own thing. But now the X's are kind of just abusing the other members of the team. They've really swapped targets. They're putting on so much pressure, and you kind of have to 2v1 the X at this point.
Yeah, and I think it's working great for both sides. We're not even really seeing that adjustment majorly benefit one side over the other. I think that was just a good move for both teams.
Oh, the heart's coming out.
Yeah, I mean, these teams are fired up. They are yelling at each other out in the arena, but at the end of the day, I mean, it's been so much fun watching these players get together, but Zoro does knock that one into his own goal barrier.
Taking so much damage, though.
Yeah, see if, wow, and 2 goal barriers right on the other end. See if Coin can punch it in. Not quite, but SLU maintaining possession for now.
Well, trying to kill Witchings, both the X and the Kai.
Oh, good hold there for Trademark to get out of that situation as Lakeland started to kind of march down the map, but we're right back. This is dangerous territory. Trademark playing back to help Zoro defend the goal. Well played. But Coin looking to finish. Witching's off. He can't hit him. And meanwhile, Itihan on the other side helps beat up on Zoro and lets the long shot from Soren go in from one end to the other.
Oh my goodness, man. You're looking one way and then something happens the other. Like,
yeah, I was distracted by Coin wailing on Witchings that I didn't even... Oh, and Itihan just away. But jeez, who would have thought that in this game we talked so much about the X's potential to be so deadly, but who would have thought that the most deadly player on really both sides is the Kai, sitting in the goal, randomly getting picks. This is wild.
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing it. The game's getting long.
Oh,
my angles. There
Great
you go.
use of the black hole to curve the ball, or the core back up. And we have open nets once again.
Yeah, we're seeing Coin with the special out. Doesn't get too much. Zoro's Kai sending it back to the left side. Will we get a score here? It's looking close. Trademark has used the dash. There are the needles.
Go, Trademark.
And a really nice use of the Crystal Thorns there to really stuff that goal, because if you hit it down, it's again still hit by those Crystal Thorns, so you have to time it at the last possible second, which is almost impossible to do.
Yeah, really great timing from Trademark to force Soren into that situation. Just great stuff we're seeing all around. But
Witchings is just dead.
I mean, yeah, Coin is now in his ultimate. That is worn off. Both X's have their core flip, and they use it on each other, and nothing comes of it. This is now Coin staggered. Itihan being thrown around. These X's are looking to murder each other, and the black hole is the one that does it. Trademark got a great shot there onto Itihan right after Coin fell, but was not able to finish him off, and now Itihan is not staggered at all.
Really nice saves by Zoro, I say, as they lose the goal barrier there, unfortunately.
Man alive. I mean, talk about the pressure. These players are just smacking each other down and don't care.
Wow.
It's one after another after another. There goes the goal barrier. It's open. They're looking at that Kai. He's staggered, and now Coin sends in another point.
And this is game 5. SLU needs one more to wipe all their mistakes from this game away.
And one thing you'll notice is Zoro actually has adrenaline rush, so he got so much speed there off that KO that he was able to just run up the field and assist in that goal.
Now look at Zoro's core strike. Okay, there it is.
Yeah, used a little early, but
get
that's because they get that goal barrier.
Yeah, you get a goal barrier off of it. Watch the black hole as Coin goes in on Witchings. Has his core flip. He might be able to finish him. Oh, the black hole do it for him, and Coin keeps his core flip. Coin now staggered, needs to be careful. Is forced to use it to survive the E.T. Han, but wow, okay, open net for Lakeland.
Yeah, Rasmus is up.
is back.
Oh my goodness.
One more goal for SLU will put this away. Great save by Soren. Blast Coin, and we will see E.T. Han's core flip.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, these nets are open. This is so tense. I can barely breathe.
Yes.
Soren does get his core flip back, and E.T. Han finds a great angle. The next goal is going to win this game.
Well,
Oh, gosh.
they know. They know what's about to go down. It's beautiful to see this aggressive play style. We haven't seen it much today. We talked about core control comps, and now we're seeing the slugfest aspect of this game. When it comes down to it, you can just punch your opponent and walk away, and we're seeing it in full force as now St. Louis's goal is open, and they might go down for the first time in this series.
This is uncomfortable for SLU does fall to Lakeland. SLU's first loss of this tournament.
Oh, man.
And who else but Lakeland, the 2 seed, the team that went up 2-0 on them in group play,
Oh, my God.
to take down the Titans this time. But we are not done. So this is what we talked about before that game started. Right now, SLU is in an uncomfortable situation that they have not been in yet today. What do you change?
Safest bet is to stick with the Drakkar and the Rasmus comp. Yes. Now, granted, Rasmus was taken out. No, he wasn't. What am I saying?
Yeah, he was played.
Yeah. So
the bans were Asher
and Atlas.
Right. And I believe they picked the X a little bit because we were talking about it on the desk, but also because of the 1-2 punch. I think at this point, you say, you should not be too phased by this. You kept up your momentum throughout all of that. You were playing smart. You were playing correct. It's now a matter of, okay, we had this comfort plan. We know what we used to get here. It's probably in our best interest to go back to that for this series because people still haven't answered it.
Yeah, and I want to take a moment to acknowledge, we can see it. I know you guys at home cannot, but we can see the post-game stats right now, and the lowest damage in that game was 30,000. These teams are wailing on each other. Yeah, we will see some proper stats soon, but, I mean, we saw the effects of what we expected to be X. I mean, pushing the entire game. I mean, dictating the pace of the entire game based off his kills, his picks, his damage. But really, it ended up being Kai for both sides, especially Soren's Kai found multiple kills onto Coin.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy how we see the value of a character as the game goes on. We talk about it. Kai's good. He's played in goalie. He's played forward. He can play early. He can play late. It doesn't matter because Kai is just generally a really good character. And we saw the value. The longer that game went, suddenly you're chunking X's that built health. They have more stagger. Doesn't matter? No, you're Kai. It's craziness.
Guys, I'm hot. Like, I am. This is taking it out of me. But I am still so fired up because this is so intense. This whole tournament has been, I mean, just like that game, we've gotten some of the best games on our broadcast, and I feel so lucky to have been able to sit here and watch all of them. Same with Kevin, obviously. I mean, the level of play that we're seeing at this tournament and that we have seen through the entire day is just immaculate.
Absolutely.
Great stuff.
Yeah. And honestly, I want to go back to the striker adjustments. Honestly, we might see a salty run back.
You think so?
I think because we went 2-2 that last series. That last set, we were pretty close. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised at a salty run back.
I wouldn't be too surprised either, considering, I mean, we did just see a salty run back in the third place game. But we do have some stats from our last game, as we have E.T. Han as X number 1 in this matchup. And man, 41,000 damage. I mean,
X.
very, very well played by E.T. Han.
I mean, he says it in game. X gonna give it to you. Like,
Yeah,
he's
9
dishing
goals.
it one after another, left, right, 1, 2, KO. It's craziness.
Yeah, and we see the damage. We said the lowest was 30,000. 41,000 damage, really just pumping out numbers there. And I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, just high level play that we are lucky enough to see here at this Collegiate Omega Strikers Showdown here at Shenandoah University. We should be getting stats for the other X very soon, as it sounds like they are ready now, excuse me. But coin on the other X, right? The other half of this coin, no pun intended, with 48,000 damage. I mean, you want to talk about cranking numbers. This guy cranked even harder than E.T. Han.
Oh my gosh. And just the KOs that match, especially in the last set, you're just seeing one X was KO'd, the other X was KO'd, then the other X was KO'd. Like, just back and forth. Just so many KOs in this game.
I mean, such exciting Omega Strikers, man. I am loving every minute of this. We should be getting into Game 2 fairly soon, but if you're SLU,
Yes.
let's say you get the same map too. Let's say you get Atlas's lab again. I mean, you said salty run back, possibly.
Yeah.
Do you think? Do you agree with that?
I expect more so to go back to what they've been using for the most part. It could be map dependent. It could be the strike dependent, as we do see the map.
We won't have to wait long. We do have Amy's app, and both of these teams have an outstanding Rasmus player.
Yeah. Are you willing to keep it up?
Who
you handshake on
addresses the elephant in the room? They do!
Oh, man.
We have Atlas and Asher Bands. We are looking at a potential X pick again from Lakeland.
Do they stick with it?
There it is. Now, we should see a Rasmus matchup, right?
I would imagine.
Yeah, because I wonder if we're going to see the mirror matchup here. Just the
Oh.
X-Rasmus Kai on both sides.
Oh, man. It's up to this last one, and I don't think we will see until we're into the loading screen.
Yeah, unfortunate spectator bug, but...
Oh, man. Can you imagine?
Oh, and
no,
the
it's
Jakar.
not. There it is. There's
So-
that tradition.
So trademark Jakar.
right.
So both Rasmuses, obviously, that was to be expected on this map, but trademark saying, hey, I don't need X to beat you. I'm going to use my Jakar.
Yeah, and I love that, honestly. I mean, what didn't work last game, go back to what's been working this whole day, and that's been this combo of Rasmus and Drakar. We didn't get to see it last game. They, tried to switch it up, and although it was extremely close, was not quite enough. So, back to the basics for SLU, and I think that's a great move.
Absolutely.
Yeah, now we do see, we're seeing that pressure already from Trademark and Coin. They are sitting in the enemy's territory for stupid amounts of time, getting the goal barrier. Drakar just knocks X into the middle. He doesn't care. This is why he's number one.
It was a Rasmus hook, too, that comboed that into the hole, and I mean, Exhibit A of why Rasmus is such an influential pick on this map and why we were so confident that we would see both teams pull it out. As, Coin looks for one of his own there, but is not able to find it.
Yeah,
Careful.
and that
Witching.
Rasmus hook, as soon as he hit level 2, he threw that out. He was anticipating, and you're just like, oh, I hit level 2, yoink.
And he got the kill off of it. It worked great.
There it is.
Zoro forced to use his core flip, but we see another pick onto Coin for the side of SLU, excuse me. Look for a great angle there from ET Han, but not quite there. And a good clear from Zoro, as now he just gets beat up for it.
Oh, and the ult just expiring off the X. Can't hit stun Zoro with the strike there to get it in. Pressure coming off from Coin and Trademark. Zoro making a really nice save to get it back on the other side of the map.
Oh, wow.
And the overtime, that core is just zooming.
Yeah, so the effects of overtime really speeding up. Wow, we do see, shoot, what is that
Oh, the
called?
hot shot, too.
Hot shot, that's it.
Oh,
Hot shot on everyone except for one of the Rasmus, who has Prize Fighter, which makes a lot of sense.
Wow.
I mean, look at that.
Look at that,
But the value, it'll be interesting to see the value as we go on. We do see Witch Kings begin to lose a good amount of stagger as the goal barrier does go down for the side of Lakeside, but that happened before. We do see Coin begin to walk up. Witchings is looking at Trademark a little bit, trying to see what opportunities they might have.
Oh, good look there from Coin using his pull to try to make his solo play on Soren, but not quite there. And here comes Trademark on his Drakkar, but easily dealt with. Oh, and that goes in!
Goodness.
Zoro not able to get there in time, and 2 goals in a row to open this game for Lakeland.
Right now, this is looking like X has been the factor this entire time that has separated these games. Is Coin and Trademark have just not been able to keep up this pressure as they'd like because ET Han is wailing onto Zoro.
and one thing I didn't mention before with these levels is that speed. You get speed from leveling up, and so being able to just abuse these slow goalies at the start of this game as the angle is
my
incredible
God.
from Witchings.
And stunned by ET Han's punch. It was all in play. And suddenly, Lakeland took a commanding lead of the start of the series.
Yeah, 3-0 to answer St. Louis's adjustments, right? They're saying, hey, it's working for us, and evidently they're not feeling the threat of SLU's adjustments, but we also know how scary Drakkar can be in a longer game, and obviously Rasmus for both sides, as we do see extra special taken on SLU's Rasmus, being Coin and Rapid Fire going to Witchings, but man, I mean, yeah, Lakeland just seemed to kind of shrug that round off completely.
I do think, and I'll mention it again, I take X, like X is strong. No one can deny that. But what we can talk about is that I do truly think that there are other characters in this game that have a better scaling with these awakenings as it goes on. It's just a matter of, can St. Louis hold on to that point? Because Drakkar and Rasmus, as they keep going through, can become menaces.
Oh, and a great play by Trademark there. That's what we're used to, right? This is the best Drakkar in the world. He's got that timing down. Forcing Soren really doesn't have an option. I mean, like, I can't say forces him to do something uncomfortable, because he has to hit it back into the Drakkar shot, and it's such great timing for Trademark, and that's something you're really only going to get consistently from a player like him.
Yeah, now we're starting to see, we saw Coin use the special, but now it's a lot of the way that Coin and Trademark are positioning. It's almost like a diamond, or more like a ruby is the best way to describe it, is they stay in the middle. They were aware of the issues from last time and are trying their best to not be taken out so easily, and now we're seeing that effect. They stay at these angles so that it's rough. Even if you have the pull on Rasmus, you're not going to get value like we see there.
Yeah, and meanwhile, this whole time, ET Han is just sitting in the goal of SLU, just beating on Zoro, as we finally see the goal barrier drop for SLU, but certainly not out of this yet, as we're well into overtime now. Trademark and Coin seeing if they can find this dream matchup, but
It's overtime.
And here we go. Trademark again. Makes it through the flames, too. Maybe just a smidge too late.
I looked at Chris on the desk with the most, you've got to be kidding me sort of
did.
look. How in the world does it get through?
Slipping by pixels.
Yeah, I mean, it's rare that we see Soren let one of those slide, but I mean, against players like Coin and Trademark, that's regular, but we do see Trademark go down. That's not been a common occurrence. It is usually Coin being oh no, Soren does let the goal barrier fall.
Man, look at Zoro's ability to absorb this pressure. He was down a player and still had X in his face, and that barrier's still not gone.
And his ability to kill time, right? Keep sending it back up because Witchings and Itihan had no play set up there. So he can just keep sending it up there, knowing that he's not going to let it past him, and wait for Trademark to come back alive. That was great stuff there from Zoro.
Yeah, and I think Coin and Trademark are doing a really good job of knowing when they have to help their goalie. Because you've seen there's so many times where it is just like a 2v2, and they're just helping their goalie so much absorb this pressure.
Yeah.
Look how far Zoro is playing ahead. He knows that X is in his face. Why sit back if he's going to be standing there? You might as well walk up a little bit. Match X's tempo. There is the goal barrier finally going down, but it's sent right back by Rasmus. Coin getting that in, and suddenly, did I say commanding? Because we're even again.
Right, a 3-0 responded with a 3-0. We are tied in game 2, 1-1, as we head into game 3. Man, okay, now this is important.
So we do see the missile prop. This Kai should take, and he will take the missile prop. So important to have on Kai. It extends the range of just all of your abilities. You can affect the map so much more.
Yeah, we do see Cast to Last on X, so that his special will last longer. Adrenaline Rush on Drakkar, which means that he's going to be moving around the map more. It's going to get a little crazy. We're hitting that scaling point, and I think that win for St. Louis just brought them back into this series.
Yeah, and I want to point out, too, I believe it was Witchings that took Adrenaline Rush. So now look out for him to be getting even more kills and being able to capitalize on them with crazy speed anytime he gets a kill.
Yeah, look at X. X is down. We're at that point now. It's becoming awkward.
But never mind. As, wow, Coin on SLU's side falls right in response.
Man, all right. Look at Trademark. Keeping up the pressure a little bit. Able to use the step. Oh my goodness.
And here comes that witching speed that I was talking about, and just like that, able to punish a quick kill into the Amy app void. And look out for this Witching's hooks, because he will be flying around the map if he gets a kill.
Yeah, and that Adrenaline Rush really coming in clutch. It provides so much speed and resets your cooldowns that he just had so much pressure.
Yeah, and now we're seeing this awkward point where E.T. Han is earning a lot of respect from the players that they have to answer him. Despite him going down, Witchings has a good opportunity, is unable to get the follow-up, but the goal is open on St. Louis' side.
Trademark this time with the Adrenaline Rush, not able to find anything with it as X respawns here.
Oh my goodness. Coin going back. Witchings has the core flip. Throws it up to X.
Great pass from Witchings, finding E.T. Han behind enemy lines. Wide open shot for him. That was fairly easy if you're Lakeland.
Yeah, I mean, this is looking, again, just commanding. It's impressive at this point how much value the side of Lakeland is getting from these attacks, and it's just because they feel pressured to answer E.T. Han. Trademark and Coin are sitting back for the first time in this series, and they're staying there. They help the goalie, absolutely, but they don't do it for this long. They feel like they want to move forward.
E.T. Han got picked there, so now SLU has a numbers advantage, and we'll see if they can do anything with it, as Soren doing a great job of keeping the core on SLU's side of the field. As now, I mean, with enough time killed, E.T. Han is right back in 100%.
Yeah, but
Great
we
play
do
there.
see Rasmus goes down. Now that number advantage is back, and now I imagine, yeah, X is going to have to respond. He can't be sitting in Zoro's face during all of this. Now they're just looking, finding some way to get to this goal. Will they knock down the barrier? Not yet.
And a great evade there to stop the onslaught from Drakkar. Dodges his shotgun bullet, and then, a great core flip there from Zoro. But Trademark is
Oh, keep your
staggered,
eye
but
on
so
X.
is ET Han. This is dangerous for both of them. But neither one going down just yet. They're both so close,
there he
and
goes.
Trademark will fall. Oh,
and the
no.
hook.
We have a double KO. Zoro
Zoro
on an
kill it?
island.
Nope.
Nothing he can do about that. We go 3-0, 3-0, 3-0. This game 2 is now 2-1 in favor of Lakeland. And if Lakeland gets one more, SLU is on their heels.
Yeah.
Oh, unlimited built diff.
Oh, good eye. We do see Witchings opting for primetime.
There's
Wow.
one built different.
Yeah,
How
one
many
down,
will we get?
two down.
I imagine there's heavy,
Heavy impact.
Will we see 1-2 punch? Supercharge.
Super surge. Okay.
Super surge. My
Hard to
apologies.
complain about.
Two
I'm-
built difference, and they're on the guys.
Yeah. What do you think about Super Surge over 1-2 punch for ET Han?
So I kind of like it in the situation where ET Han, you're not as focused on KOing like immediately off the 1-2 punch, but the Super Surge, you're going to get such a longer dash, and it's going to hit so much harder where...
Wow.
Oh my God!
Can't
look how
hit
fast
harder
he's
if you're
moving.
dead. Great
Drakar's
kick
hustling.
there. Yeah, Trademark on this Drakkar, just flying around the map with that same adrenaline rush. Great play by Coin to get the goal barrier down finally. And wow,
Oh, and the bounce off the middle.
Wow, Sword was doing such a great job of mitigating damage in these shots on goal, but just an awkward bounce off the hole in the middle and catches Soren asleep.
Yeah, right now it's really beginning to look like whoever has control of this core first is going to have this momentum, which might sound obvious, but we've been seeing it all game where this core goes crazy. This core bounces around the map at stupid speeds, and yet now we're seeing the value of it. Kai sending it down. Will he be able to get it past? He can. Zoro able to get a little bit of breathing room. Witchings looking back. We see the core flip come out from Coin. Unable to get it. ET Han is staggered.
Oh, a
There's
double
the
KO
hook.
for SLU.
All right, now you got the time. You need to get this open now.
But they can't even get the goal barrier.
Yeah, you got to
Soren
pass it up.
is playing out of his mind. They're not able to get it.
Soren, the iron wall here.
Wow.
Oh, my
Stalling
goodness.
out a double KO, a two-man numbers advantage for SLU, and they come out empty-handed, not even a goal barrier to show for it.
And I mean, that was just multiple 50-50s at that point, and Soren managed to call them all out. You had to give that breathing room if you thought that the core was going to Trademark, and they just didn't at that point. It's impressive.
Down goes Coin, and now we have a numbers advantage the other direction. Trademark forced to use his core flip. Zoro not
ET Han
particularly
has
close
his.
to his, but yes, ET Han does use his ultimate, and he also has a core flip coming. But Trademark is back. Coin is back. Excuse me. But still no goal barrier
How?
for SLU. Soren is clamping down and giving his team enough time to finally find the hole in Zoro's defense, and this is unbelievable.
The first non-3-0 for this part of Amy's app. It's looking a little scary if I'm St. Louis, because now breaking that statistic is not in your favor.
Down goes Coin, and we have another numbers advantage. They do save the goal barrier 3 times in a row, 4 times, surviving the onslaught. Zoro saying, I can put on a show too. But we do see Trademark go down, and oh wow, it's still no goal barrier for Lakeland, and wow,
Man.
Drakkar up in 2 seconds. Zoro, just lets that one slide by, but Trademark is back and ready to get to work.
And these Kai goalies putting up such an impressive performance. One slips by. Wow.
It's do or die. It is do or die right here, right now.
Yeah, we have never seen SLU in a situation like this. Now, with one goal, Lakeland can win this entire tournament after losing, after getting reverse swept by St. Louis earlier in play.
Barrier's already up.
Barrier down. Do we see? And who else but Soren puts it away, puts the nail in the coffin. Lakeland are your Collegiate Omega Strikers LAN winners.
Oh my goodness. Talk about close. Talk about the VOD review and having your answers. They came in and they demanded. They walked up to this game and said, we know what we want. We think we have our answer. And they pulled up with both. X came into town, put in the work, and it all came together. Amazing plays.
That is wild.
What a series to close us out here. Even with just the 2-0 coming out from Lakeland, such an insane level of play that we get to see from both Lakeland and SLU. We wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah, I mean, top level Omega Strikers here at the very first official Omega Strikers Collegiate LAN. What a way to close it. This tournament has been amazing. We have our bracket ready. We can look back at how we ended up with Lakeland winning it all as SLU and Lakeland come into the bracket with first round buys. Lakeland with revenge on their mind and mowing through all the competition with red eyes waiting for SLU to meet them again in grand finals.
Man, 2-0 does not do that series justice. It was 1 point away during the first part, and during the second it was 1-3-0 after another. They kept up the momentum, but once that momentum broke, suddenly it all falls into place.
I am speechless. I mean, this has been such an amazing day. Such great Omega Strikers we have gotten to watch so far. We should be getting some stats for that last series, but I mean, yeah. So we're gonna get stats on everyone pretty soon here, but I mean, Lakeland.
They knew.
Yeah, and not cracking to the pressure of the pool play match earlier today. I mean, that had to be so frustrating, being up 2-0 and watching it slip away, and knowing, okay, we're not going into bracket as the top team anymore. But I mean, overcoming that and showing who's the best team here, man.
Yeah, and I mean, just look at what they put together. It was a lot of just patience. They looked over everything. They said, we're going to give this a try. We have the opportunity. We have this breathing room to try something new against these people. Will it work? And sure enough, it made a huge splash, which led to them going into the next series against the comp that has been destroying this bracket and coming in to close it all.
I mean, so impressive to just walk. Yeah, I mean, you said it. Walk straight up to SLU saying, we'll give you exactly what you're comfortable on because we will beat you with it. We do have some stats ready to go. We have E.T. Han here as X #1 in this series for the side of Lakeland.
Goodness,
I mean,
man.
Mother of God.
61K.
Yeah, 61,000 damage over the course of 2 games. 13 goals, too. Very impressive stuff. And 140 shots. I keep looking at these stats and going, whoa, look at that. Whoa, look at that. I mean, really impact player there for ET.
And the one thing our stats do not show is how many KOs were in these games.
Yeah.
So many impactful KOs, too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and especially since, I mean, like, game 1 we saw that the KOs seem to come more from the Kais, which was not expected, although maybe influenced by the X's, only for Kai to get the final blows. But we do have one of the Kais that got all the KOs, being Soren, my personal MVP. I mean, lockdown defender and really aggressive. 4 goals in this series and many more on the day. Soren is a goalie of his own breed.
Yeah, and we saw the X had 61k damage. He's a character focused on damage. Soren had 44,000 damage himself.
Yeah.
And I don't want to discount his saves either. 200 plus saves. Averaging 100 a game, that is insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy
I mean,
numbers.
at this point, we're readying up the final ceremony to give out these awards to everyone. But, I mean, good on all of these players. They traveled a pretty hefty distance to get here, and some of them put these teams together last minute. It makes me happy that they decided to come out to this event and really put it all on the line.
Yeah, and we have player number 3 for the side of Lakeland. Obviously, last but absolutely not least, Witchings on this Rasmus with 5 goals and 129 shots, dealing 46,000 damage. Very impactful.
Yeah, and you got to remember what Soren kind of said during the interview is that Witching kind of only has a month on Omega Strikers. He asked him a month out from the LAN, hey, do you want to try this? And he put up a stellar performance.
Yeah. I mean, great stuff from a lot of these players, too. I mean, this game did come out 72 hours ago, and these teams have been able to practice for, I mean, we heard Soren say it, I mean, like 13-hour cram sessions leading up to today. So much commitment, so much passion for this game. I'm so excited to see where this game can go. I know that we're not the only people that will be hosting Omega Strikers tournaments, but I sincerely hope that they're all as good as this one was. But just great stuff from Lakeland.
Absolutely. There's not much more that you can ask for.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I, again, want to thank especially our players all for traveling out here, doing such a great job. Everyone so nice. So the sportsmanship, incredible. And just being able to play so much and just showing such a high level, even with the fatigue. It's just amazing.
Yeah. Yes. So with that, I do want to give some final thoughts. We're going to wrap up our end here, but as Nolan said, a huge thank you to these teams for coming out. A huge thank you to our sponsors for making this possible, with Paisanos giving us food and EXP providing funds for this event to be possible, and Odyssey themselves really being the ones to provide, you know, the prize pool and giving us permission to use all these amazing stream assets to make this show as great as it was.
And you make a pretty good game, too.
Yeah, and for providing us a game to watch. So, but most importantly, thank you, the viewers, for coming and experiencing this all with us. This is probably the most fun I've had on this desk that I can remember. So thank you all for making it possible. Big thanks to the teams, our sponsors, and you guys. With that said, we do have a trophy ceremony, so we're going to send it out to Ryan, and that does it for us. So thank you. And Ryan, take it away.
And we are here after such a competitive grand finals series. We went to game 5, we went 2-2, we had sudden deaths. I mean, what else could you have asked for a grand finals series? And right now with me, I have the St. Louis University team. They are our runner-ups of our collegiate tournament. Guys, how are we feeling right now? Let's start with you.
We did a very good job. I'm very proud of our performance. Not exactly satisfied yet, but I'm glad we were able to make a very good show. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, of course. It was so good watching you guys play. My friends, do you have anything else to say as well?
Yeah, I mean, the event was awesome. Thank you guys so much for putting this on. It was one of the most fun things that we've done in Collegiate. And yeah, shout outs to the enemy team. We had to fight a brick wall, which was a lot of fun, but it was a fun series, yeah.
Great.
I'm just really happy to be here. It's been a fantastic couple days with my friends. Been fantastic to play this game. I'm really happy that it's finally here after everyone's been waiting. Games against Lakeland are what we're hoping the level of competition always gets to, where it's one way or another coin flip, whoever plays better and just goes through it. And it was really fun, and we're excited to play them again in future events.
Looking forward to it. Everybody, your runner-ups of the Collegiate LAN Omega Strikers tournament. And now, your grand finals champions, the team that has created their story, the team that has claimed their glory, and the team that has rewritten history. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me in congratulating your grand champions, Lakeland University. Come down, my friends. All right, so I'm going to start with the same question for each and every one of you. First off, you got the money. Second off, you're the Pioneers, the first team of the legacy to win this collegiate tournament. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great, honestly. Just driving out down here and being able to compete in something so big, so like it's just amazing, honestly.
Absolutely. All right, my friend Soren, how you feeling?
I'm pretty much on cloud 9 right now. I mean, God, I felt like crap coming here after that entire drive. Because I played an all-nighter before, too. Oh. So I was dead. Woke up a little bit more refreshed, came here. Started off a bit slow, but I'm so happy we won. I'm, like, pumped right now. Yeah, I don't have many words right now.
Yeah, speechless indeed. And then, of course, our final player from Lakeland. How are you feeling?
I am so proud of myself right now. Like, the trip I had to do to even, like, play this game with them on this level, like, I put in so many hours. It was 2 weeks. It wasn't even a month. It was, like, 2 weeks max, and, like, half the time it was against, like, top 20 players in the world. So, like, it was a brick wall I'm throwing myself at, and, you know, I feel like I broke through the bricks. I am so happy to be here today.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Collegiate Omega Strikers Showdown champions, Lakeland University.
You're welcome to sit down, Mark. You're welcome to sit down. You can go sit down now.
Oh.
Now, after such an incredible game today, Omega Strikers going so many different overtimes, so many different sudden deaths, so many different reverse sweeps, and everything in between. You couldn't have asked for a better tournament. Thank you to everyone who helped put this on, from Odyssey to Omega Strikers to the staff to the coaches to the players to the teams to the fans, both in person and online. We could not have done this without any of you. So now, without further ado, we're going to send you to some of our best replays of the day. So wherever you may be, morning, evening, afternoon, I guess you could say we're striking out.
But the Estelle, you kind of have to clear back into her, because otherwise that snipe shot is really going.
What we're seeing now, what we haven't seen a lot during this series is it's a lot of core flips, not as much of the elusive use.
SLU maintains possession of the core, but here comes here comes X. Down. The goal barrier falls for Lakeland. A great save by Soren to cover all sides as
should be looking after that Estelle blink comes out to start punishing trademark. Estelle isn't very
Game goes on as goal barrier number 2 drops to Lakeland. She gets open nets both directions. Here comes Coin. There goes the goal barrier for Zoro. That was fair.
Yeah, now it's up to Rasmus. I wonder if we're hitting that point again.
I mean, this is a window
Heads
for
up.
SLU. That's 2 down. Here comes X, baby. There it goes.
Yeah, we're hitting that.
Oh my God.
Oh.
There he goes. Soren is dead for 10 seconds. But meanwhile, Itian is able to find Zoro, defend the goal. Well played. But Coin looking to finish. Switching's off. He can't hit him.
Don't care. It's one after another after another. There goes the goal barrier. It's open. They're looking at
pressure coming off from point, and Trademark, Zora making a really nice save to get it back on the other side of the map. Oh! Leveling up, and so being able to just abuse these slow goals at the start of this game.
And Rasmus, as they keep going through, can become menaces.
Oh, and this dream matchup, but
It's overtime. You're going to be standing there. You might as well walk up a little bit. Match X's tempo. There is the goal barrier finally going down. Good point going back. Witchings has the core flip. Throws it up to X.
great.
Alright, now you got the time. You need to get this open now.
They can't even get the goal barrier.
Yeah, you gotta
Soren
pass it up.
is playing out of his mind. They're not able to get it.
Soren gets work. These Kai goalies putting up such an impressive performance.
One slips by St. Louis earlier
Goal
in play.
barrier's already
Goal
up.
barrier down. Do we see? And who else but